Hey guys, it's Michael here from the Kummer Homestead. In today's video we want to show you how we built these posts for our string lights because they look pretty, especially around the fire pit. And so we're going to show you step by step exactly what we've done to build them, including sourcing all the materials, filling them with dirt, attaching the posts, staining the posts, and all the other things. Also a list of materials in the description below, so if you're interested in exactly what we used with convenient links to Home Depot and other places we used, then check that out. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel and you click on the little alert button so you get notified when we publish more videos like this. Alright, so before we show you the details, let me give you a quick walkthrough of exactly what we did. And excuse the background noise, please. Our neighbor just started mowing his lawn, so nothing we can do here. But basically what we did is we got a couple of these flower pots. They look like barrels. They're made out of wood, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. And then we got some untreated, those are 4x4s, 8 foot long lumber. And we stained them, so we didn't want to do the pressure treated ones. We got the untreated ones, kiln dried timber, and we stained it ourselves. And so we attached, we drilled a couple of holes to the bottom of these barrels. We attached the timber using brackets. We're going to show you all of that in detail here. And then we filled first of all the barrels with some bricks and some stones, so we get some weight so they don't fall over. We didn't want to pour concrete because just putting in a couple of bricks that we had laying around was much easier. Then we filled it with potting soil, planted some flowers, put on post caps, drilled holes on top to attach eye hooks and carabiners so we can loop the string lights around. So let's walk over here and we look at how we connected our string lights to power. So we actually asked our electrician to get us an outlet here from the house, so you can see that here in a minute down there. And to that we attached a timer, and from there we have an extension cord that then runs through a hole in the barrel. Up here we have a cord protector that uses rubber seals on both ends, so you cannot accidentally unplug the string lights, and it's also protected from the elements. And from there, we connected the string lights, and that is pretty much it. Overall, it took us a couple of hours. In fact, the project stretched out over maybe 2 weeks because we never got a chance to finish up the filming, that is. But overall, it wasn't too much of a hassle if you get the step-by-step instructions. So look in the description below, also for the total cost with all the things that we purchased. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get to it, and we're going to show you step-by-step what we've done. Alright, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use these braces and attach them to the end of the post here, like so, on opposite sides of the posts. So we're going to start with the upper side here, and we're going to use these lag screws to do that. Alright, so that was the 4 screws and our braces here. And next thing we're going to do is we have to mark the drill holes here, where we're going to attach these braces to the bottom of our container here. And we can mark the holes on either side, either on the bottom here or on the inside. I think for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to leave it turned over, mark the drill holes here, drill the holes, and then we're going to turn it around. Okay, so you want to get this roughly in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it's certainly easier if you have a helper to hold the post, but it's going to work like that too. Just mark the drill holes here. Now we're going to drill those 4 holes with the 3/8 drill bit. Alright, for the next step what we're going to do is we're going to put in the post, put the screws through the holes, and then you're probably going to need some help for someone because you need to tighten them up. And we use a wrench for that, and we use one wrench on one side to hold the screw basically, and then on the other end we're going to use a second wrench to tighten the nut. And so it helps if you have a second person here. All right, now we're gonna drill a hole in here to use one of the eye hooks here. That's where we're gonna attach the lights then. And so we're gonna measure approximately 1.5 inches from the top here, right about here. Quick clip or whatever they call them. Basically just an easy way to open and close and attach the cable of our string lights. All right, next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna drill a hole roughly here on the lower part of our bucket so that we can get the power cable in. And because here we have our power outlet on the bottom. And the only thing I have is a 1-inch spade bit. I hope it's gonna be big enough, I'm not sure, but we'll make it work. But if you have something bigger, you know, use that, because the power plug might be just an inch or over an inch, and we'll see how it works. So we'll see now if this fits through this hole. It might just work. Not ideal, but it worked. The other thing that we should mention is, here on the bottom, we didn't have to drill any holes for the water to drain, because this bucket already had 4 large holes on the bottom. But if yours doesn't, make sure you drill 4 holes or a couple of holes for the water to drain. So rainwater or whatever it might be gets out of the bucket and doesn't get stuck in there. Now let's see if our string lights are long enough, or if we have to get some more to cover this area, and well, we'll find out. All right, we got some old bricks and stuff from our trash pile that we're gonna use to fill up the buckets so they are more stable and the wind and stuff can't blow anything over. And then we're gonna fill up with dirt, and then we're almost done. Let's put some of these in here. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fill those containers with potting soil, and then plant some flowers to make it look pretty. And I'm gonna let Cassie do that, because she has a very specific idea of how she wants to have that done. So I'll stay out of it, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so we planted our annuals here, 1 set in every pot. All right, we also got post caps to make it look pretty and to protect the top of our posts here. And they're solar powered. Well, I have a battery, but the solar panel up here keeps the battery charged. At least that's the plan. So we're gonna put them on, and they have little light here around. So I think it's gonna look pretty in combination with our string lights. So let's put one on. First we need to pull that thing to get the battery working. All right, looks pretty cool, huh? But the last thing that we have here is a cord protector. It basically goes over the cords like this, and it has here some rubber seals, so there is no water can get into it, and you know, protects the cord and also prevents it from coming apart. So I'm gonna install these like so. Okay. All right, that's it. And then we can staple get the cord here against the post so it's not flopping around, and that should be pretty much it. Well, that was almost it. Forgot we have to screw in those post caps so they don't take off in case there's a storm or something. So let's do that real quick and make sure I don't fall or trample any of our newly planted flowers. So this is how it looks in the evening. It's about 8:40 right now, sun is about to set, and we think it looks pretty cool, but let us know what you think in the comments down below.